Alright, so this is what traffic looks like right now from my bedroom window. And there is so all this traffic is going north. There's no traffic going south. So it's all one way. So that's what traffic looks like right now. And this is a main street. Good afternoon, guys. That was kind of a random video to post at the start of the vlog. Okay, here's the reason for that. We live on this main street, and if you can look out, the sun's really bright, so you can't tell, but there's like a main road right behind us that we live on. It's like the busiest street in my hometown of Midland. And that is because it is literally pretty much, I think it can be classified kind of as a highway. We have on this stretch between Saginaw, which is down at the other end, and up a little ways, this is where you get to Myers, Walmart, the restaurants like Applebee's, Bob Evans, Logan's, Panera. Our mall is on Eastman. Staples, where I work, is off of Eastman. So all these businesses are up at this end. And then further down the street, you have the library, you have the Center for the Arts. That's one of the ways you can get to the downtown area. It's another connection to M20. And then this section of town, we also have, like, I want to say 4, maybe 6 on-off ramps. So this whole area is kind of, it's very busy. So this is like the busiest stretch of road in Midland. And it gets worse during the holidays. During the holiday seasons, they actually close off one of the exits at the Midland Mall so that you can't make left turns. Doesn't matter. Still, people still make left turns out of it anyway. So the end result is traffic can get really congested, really backed up. So recently, when my mom's been picking me up when I get out of work at 5, we've actually been turning onto Joe Mann, which is a road that the road Walmart's on. So it comes off of Eastman, and we take Joe Mann to another street called Jefferson, take Jefferson to another street called Wackerly. Wackerly is a cross street on this side that cuts across Eastman, and that's how we get home. That was the plan, and usually it works out great, but last night we got to Wackerly, and there's this old hotel that was a Holiday Inn. Now it's called the Midland Hotel, and now it's closed. And traffic was just backed up and up and up, and we didn't think anything of it. Traffic on this part of town is usually really bad during the holidays or any big event, and I am watching Star Wars. I'm watching Rebels, if you can't tell. So it's usually always backed up, so we didn't think anything of it. My mom does something she usually doesn't do. She drives on the turn lane. Not supposed to do that, but we wanted to get home because it was like 5:15. So we were on our way home, and we get to the corner, and traffic is not moving at all southbound. And we're like, what's going on? So we turn and we look south, and like maybe 10, 20 feet from our apartment is a bunch of lights, like flashers, like police and fire truck, and we're like, oh dear God, there was an accident. Now, accidents on this road aren't actually that uncommon. They tend to happen a lot. They usually tend to be fender benders up here at the light of Wackerly and Eastman, just because that's where a lot of them tend to be. They tend to be up here or at the mall. They never tend to be down towards there because, yes, that street is busy, but most of the time it's really not that bad in terms of traffic and stuff. But apparently there was at least 2 cars involved, maybe 3. And so, like, that entire area down there, so just, you can't really see it, but just like a couple feet that way, there was a really bad accident. Apparently a car hit a pole, then hit another car, and another car got hit so hard it was like way up in the RE/MAX parking lot, because there's a RE/MAX office down there. So it was apparently really bad. They had to, we realized that when we got home, when we got there in like one lane of traffic, they were trying to get people out of this far right lane, which is the lane we need to get into our apartments. Luckily, we were able to get into our apartments, and as we were pulling into our apartment, a cop pulled up, parked his car to the south side of the entrance to the apartment onto Eastman, and parked his car there and blocked southbound traffic. So we pulled in, and the next thing you know, I turn around, they are rerouting southbound traffic through our apartment complex parking lot to go out onto Wackerly and then take a different route. Either go northbound on Eastman or go east or west on Wackerly, just not southbound on Eastman. So there was like a parade of cars just coming into our parking lot. So they had a cop at our parking lot blocking southbound traffic and directing what traffic there was into our residential parking lot. Then we left and went to Speedway. So it was very interesting. There's like a line of traffic in our parking lot. So we left and we realized there was a cop because the Speedway we go to is right next door. It's on the corner of Eastman and Wackerly. There was a cop at the corner stopping people from going southbound. And there was another cop at the other apartment entrance to our apartment complex on Wackerly getting people onto Wackerly so they could like disperse. So I want to say for maybe like almost an hour, maybe an hour and a half, just about, there was no southbound traffic. And northbound traffic was so slow that it would like pause for minutes at a time. That was how bad this wreck was, which is actually, as I said, it's not uncommon to have accidents on this street. It's very rare that they're that bad, so they actually have to shut down one side of it. So it was a very interesting night, and we had gotten home, and my mom and I were like, what's going on? My brother says he had just started dozing off, and like 10 to 15 minutes before we got home, he just started bang, bang, bang. So he heard like 3 or 4 bangs. So it was loud. So hopefully no one was injured. I haven't found like any news reports, nothing like that. So hopefully it was just like a really bad fender bender. So hopefully everybody's okay. So that was last night. Today is Tuesday. Today is my second day off of the week. I don't work Sunday, so I don't really count that. But I don't work today. I don't work Thursday. I don't work Friday. I don't work Saturday. So I have all this time off. So today I went to Dollar Tree. There's actually a Dollar Tree out behind our mall. So it's a little bit of a walk. It's not like an easy walk like Walmart where I just walk up the street and go down the street and then it's the Walmart's there. Or it's not like, or I cut through the mall. But the Dollar Tree is actually out behind the mall, closer to the highway. So I just went to Dollar Tree today because I'm like, okay, we need paper plates. But then one of my friends told me yesterday, my friend Heaven, who I work with, we tease each other all the time. I found a piece of sausage on the floor from my pizza. We call each other, we say we're each other's sisters. So we're always teasing and making jokes and just being general goofballs, especially when our manager's not there. And I think the customers actually get a kick out of it because we're there, we're having fun, and we make them smile, we make them laugh, even if we're making fools of ourselves. And I said, and I don't work. I only worked yesterday and I work tomorrow. So I'm like, oh. So we were talking, I'm like, she was leaving. I'm like, do you work Wednesday? Because if you don't work Wednesday, I'm not going to see you again until next week. Because after Wednesday, I don't go back to the 26th. And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, good. Because after Wednesday, I'm not back till next week. And she goes, oh, then I can give you your gift Wednesday. I'm like, what? I didn't give you. Her grandma apparently made these little cupcakes that she's bringing. And she's going to give me one. So I decided, so I'm like, you know what? We have cookies. They're not the best cookies. So I'm also giving her a candy cane. So I went to Dollar Tree today for the express purpose of getting stuff to make her a little treat bag of cookies. So I went and I found these 10-pack of these cute little bags. They had Santa and a penguin and a reindeer, and they had another pack that was 20 snack bags with a penguin. I just got the 10. So these are like little zipper snack bags with little toppers. So these will be really cute. So I'm going to put some cookies in these for her. And then because the cookies aren't the greatest, I also went and I got her, because one thing I went to the Santa parade and she asked me, she wanted a sucker and a candy cane from the Santa parade. So I got her a giant peppermint stick. So this is going to be part of her treat. And then I also got, for the store, I'm going to put one of these in her bag too. I also got these for the store. They're cherry holiday pops. There's 22 pops. So I think I should have enough for everybody at work. But I decided, you know what, I'm going to be nice and get everybody a little treat. Because if I was working Christmas Eve, I would get them a treat. But I'm not working. I'm like, you know what, I'm still going to get them a treat. So tomorrow I'm taking in a bag of these that I keep dropping. Suckers! So that they can all have a little sucker to cheer up because it's probably going to be busy. So yeah, that's what I did today. Nothing too major. I still got to do my Christmas Quiet Devotional, which is the coloring book. I'm watching Rebels. I have like 3 episodes of Resistance I have to catch up on because I've been so focused on doing SOTAR, and I'm very proud of myself because I actually have only 2 chapters left in Knights of the Fallen Empire with my bounty hunter Malia, and after that I'm going to take a break and work in Alegria, which is my Jedi Knight, for a little bit. I'm not too sure if I'm going to do Knights of the Eternal Throne with Malia, that story is just very frustrating to me, especially the ending. And so I don't know. I might see what I have to do. I might try to get chapters 1 and 2 done with Allegria, and then go ahead and do Knights of the Eternal Throne, or wait until I get Allegria all the way through, and then go back and do Malia. But it was fun. It was really nice because I got Torian. It's so weird. I used to just say Mandalorians. What the heck are Mandalorians? They're not cool. They're nothing. And then I saw Clone Wars. And then I started playing SOTAR. And then I started reading all this other fan fiction. All of a sudden I'm like, oh, I want to be a Mandalorian. Wait, I want to be a Mandalorian Jedi. And my friend went, there's no such thing. I'm like, yes, there is. There is too. Who do you think made the Darksaber, dummy? So I get into a lot of debates. So I've gotten into debates about whether or not a Mandalorian can be a Jedi. I'm like, yes, they can. And they're like, no, they can't. I'm like, yes, they can. They can too. It's totally possible. And they're like, no, it's not. I'm like, yes, it is. Because Allegria, in my mind, is a Mandalorian and a Jedi. Well, she's half Well, in my head, I'm trying to work this out. Because in my fan fiction, I have her being half Corellian and half Mandalorian. But I don't want her to be that. I want her to be full Mandalorian, so I don't know what to do. So I'm like totally retconning this fic idea I have while I'm still working on my Anakin Annalise series, which I don't even think I'm halfway done with Crossing Battlefields yet, and I still got 2 more to do. I am totally in my head reworking this fanfiction idea I had for SOTAR, which was about a young woman who is half Corellian, half Mandalorian, who is a part of the Green Jedi. Her parents die. She goes to finish out the Jedi Order because her uncle's Theo. So she goes, becomes part of both orders, and then gets hauled off into the galaxy, meets Theron, falls in love with Theron, and it just basically follows the storyline of SOTAR, but with my character. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, Theron's cool, but what if I changed her love interest to a Sith pureblood? I'm like, ah! So I created this guy named Kala Sakaar, and I'm like, this is fun. And then I started writing out scenes. I'm like, ah! Curse you, Sith! You are so hard to write good Sith, like Sith that are actually more light-sided than Sith, but still kind of adhere to Sith. It's so hard. Scourge will be easy. Scourge is easy. He's a Sith Jedi in my head. Because he's like a Jedi, but like a Sith is very confusing. If you play the game, you probably understand. So I'm like, curse you! I can't make Kala work. So I've gone back to Theron, because I can make Theron work. I know I can make Theron work. And now in my head, I'm going, Mandalorian Corellian, that'd be kind of weird. How is that working? I mean, so I'm like totally trying to figure out something new in my head to do, so I'm like totally off it, and I figured out, I'm like, okay, I want to link her to Revan somehow, because Theron is Revan's great, like, many greats grandson, so I'm like, I want to link her to the story of Revan somehow, to make it kind of like this really cool connection, not Revan himself, but something linked to Revan, and I have the book, Revan, so I was flipping through it last night, I'm like, you know what, Revan has a friend who actually is, I'm like setting my phone down so I can do this, and it's not working. Oh, sorry guys. Revan has a friend that he worked with who is a Mandalorian, and now I'm trying to find the reference to that friend. That's Scourge. I think I found it. Here it is. So he has a friend named Canderous Ordo, who goes with him on the hunt for Mandalore's Max, and he actually becomes Mandalore. And I don't remember what his name is. Now I have to find that. So I thought that'd be really cool to have my character, Allegria, linked to Ordo, who was a friend of this guy who became Mandalore the Preserver. So I think that would be really cool to have her be a descendant of Mandalore the Preserver. So now I got to figure out how that's going to work, and I don't know how, but I will. I just knocked over everything. So that is like what I'm going on in my head. It's like, and the fun thing is I'm on a break from writing. I'm on a break from writing chapters. I'm not on a break from anything else because I still got episodes outlined. And when I'm at work, I'm working on my SOTAR thing. So it's very confusing. It's amazing. I don't get these two things mixed up, but I think the thing is SOTAR is Legends, and mine is kind of canon. I'm taking some stuff from Legends, like Dave Filoni did, but mostly it's just canon stuff. So I think that's why, because I don't think I could mix up the Skywalker story with what I have going on in my head. I have a very big imagination. Oh, by the way, for all you Star Wars fans, I just got an email from StarWars.com. They are starting to send out announcements about Star Wars Celebration. The last big announcement they sent out was this announcement of all these Star Wars authors who are going to be there, including Timothy Zahn, Claudia Gray. I don't know if E.K. Johnston is going to be there. I think Jeffrey Brown, I think that's the name of the guy who does the Darth Vader series. I think the woman who wrote Last Shot, the guy who wrote Last Shot, Daniel Jose Older is going to be there. I think Mur Lafferty, the author of Solo, is going to be there. So they're doing a ton of authors. That was like their last big announcement, was these authors. And then they just also announced a bunch of like special effects people from ILM Labs and stuff like that. And then so they're slowly getting announcements. Today the email was they announced Celebration's main host, and I was like, oh, who is it? It's Warwick Davis, who played Wicket, and who also played Weasel, and who was Weasel in Phantom Menace, and who also played, I think he was even Evan Peel, he played a character, I think he played Evan Peel, I don't know. He played Weasel, Wicket. He played a character in Solo at the end of the movie. So, and he was in The Last Jedi with his daughter. They were both in the movie. So he's done a lot of work with Star Wars. Like basically Star Wars is his career. So it's no surprise Warwick Davis is coming back to be the big host for Star Wars Celebration. He won't probably lead the bigger panels like we're all hoping for, an Episode 9 panel and hopefully a Clone Wars panel and hopefully a Episode 1, he might do the Episode 1 panel. So we're all kind of hoping for a lot of panels. So he does a lot of panels. He did the conversation. He does the panels with like Ray Park, which is always hysterical to see him do these panels. I think he did one with Anthony Daniels and Alan Tudyk, who have played C-3PO and K-2SO respectively, which is a very hysterical panel to watch. I mean, it was so fun watching Anthony Daniels doing it jokingly, but tearing into Alan Tudyk for how they did K-2SO, because Anthony Daniels will wear the full-on suit, like the full-on 3PO suit, fiberglass suit, everything. Will get in head to toe, full-on character for 3PO. And Alan wore a motion capture shit. So that was like the funniest part, is watching Anthony tear into the new guy for not going all the way and committing to being a droid. It was hysterical to me. So I love those panels. Warwick is a great host. It was funny because at the Ray Park panel, they actually did the scene from the Phantom Menace, the final scene where Obi-Wan kills Darth Maul, and that was hysterically funny because he's like, I fell off the stage. Quick, someone help me up. And they're like 5 people are trying to lift poor Warwick Mr. Davis onto the stage. So it's cool. It's awesome. Actually, that's how he auditioned to be on Rebels. For those of you who don't realize it, Warwick Davis is actually in the 4th season of Rebels. He plays Rook, however you say the guy's name, Thrawn's assassin. And he actually auditioned at a Clone Wars panel, at a Rebels panel he was hosting, so that he could be on Rebels. So I think he's been in Clone Wars. He's been on Rebels. He'll probably be in Resistance at some point. Warwick does everything. And we know Anthony Daniels, like, without him, there is no 3PO. So that's the big Star Wars Celebration news. If you want to get tickets, they have, like, less than, I want to say, 150 tickets left for Sunday. I am not going. I came this close to getting a 5-day pass and going, but I am not going. So my plan is I'm actually going to be bad. And I am going to request those 5 days off from my job. I'm going to take those days off, request all 5 of those days off, and just probably spend my day, get up early, go take a bike ride or something, come home, just get notes and cameras and stuff like that, and just sit in front of my TV, because they live stream Celebration. Like from 10 in the morning to almost 11 o'clock at night, they live stream everything. The Star Wars show is live the entire time. They live stream all the big panels. Like, it is awesome. I mean, at Celebration in 2017, it was amazing because I was able to watch with everybody else, like millions of people, that teaser trailer for The Last Jedi. And it was amazing. It was awesome. So I love watching Celebration. If I can't be there in person, live streaming is the best thing. It was so cool. I think I literally almost broke down sobbing during Carrie's tribute and everything. So it's amazing. If you can't go to Celebration, but if you have the internet, if you have YouTube, if you have some way to do it, live stream Celebration, because it is awesome. And you can find it later. They do post the panels later online, but live streaming it is so cool because you see it live, and so it's so awesome. Speaking of episode 9, there are rumors that we might be getting something this week. One of my friends in the Vampire Celebration page posted, what would you want for this week from J.J. Abrams for episode 9? You can choose one of two things. Would you want the title for episode 9, or would you want the teaser for episode 9? Well, for episode 8, they dropped the title first, and then they did the teaser at Celebration, which I think is awesome. So my thing is if they drop anything this week, I want it to be the title for episode 9, and then they can save the teaser for Celebration. So in my mind, just give us the title and leave the teaser for Celebration. So I gotta get going. I've got treat bags to make. I've got devotions to do. I've got Rebels to finish watching. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye. Good afternoon, everybody. It is my first of 6 days off. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I know. It is Thursday. It is a gloomy day. And I actually walked in this gloomy weather to go down to Family Fair to get my lunch for today. So, update on the accident. I actually walked past where the accident was. It was actually just about 20 feet from our apartment, because there's actually through those trees, there's actually a side street. There's a housing development back there, and then there's like a side street that comes out on this main road. And that is where the accident took place, because when I walked past it, the sidewalk was kind of littered with pieces of car and lights. So I'm like, oh, that's where the accident was. So it looks kind of bad because they still haven't cleaned it up. But yeah, I ran down to Family Fair. My poor brother, he texted me today. Well, first off, I usually wake up at 7 on the days when I'm working, and I work up when he was leaving. So he had to go into work at 9. I woke up about 8:30, tells you how late I slept in, and I'm getting ready for the day. And the next thing you know, I get a text from my brother saying he has to work till 5 today, and he was only supposed to work tomorrow. I'm like, oh my gosh, do you want me to go and get you lunch? Do you want me to bring you anything? He's like, no, I'm fine. I'm like, okay. So instead, I went down to Family Fair to get myself my lunch, and I got him a pop for when he gets out of work. And by the way, guys, it's 5 days till Christmas. So yeah, and then on my way home, something totally embarrassing happened. My one aunt who lives in Kentucky is actually up here for a couple weeks helping my other aunt, and we knew that. I was not expecting to see her on my way home. There's a church near us. She actually pulled in the parking lot of the church, and I thought she was a stranger because it's been like, I want to say like maybe 5 or 6 years. Okay, the last time I saw this particular aunt, I was still in college, so I was like 25. So yeah, it's been about 5-6 years since I've last seen her in person. So I did not recognize her, and I felt so bad that it took me like 5 minutes to realize it was my aunt. And I actually turned on her ride because I was almost home anyway. So I just sent her a message on Facebook saying, oh my gosh, I'm really sorry. I know I probably seemed rude, but I honestly did not recognize you. And I think the only reason she recognized me is apparently I look a lot like my grandma now. So, her mom. So yeah. So that was totally interesting and fun. So I'm going to go out and start working on lunch. I got myself a little treat today. As you guys know, I'm a proud Michigander, and I have talked about one of like the traditional Michigan dishes. This is this thing called a pasty, not a pasty, pasty. And it is like the quintessential Michigan dish next to the Coney dog. I know it's like Coney, really. Coney dogs actually started in Michigan. How weird is that? People associate them with Coney Island. They're actually from here. Like, I did not even know that, but Coney dogs are actually created here in the state of Michigan, down in Detroit. There's also a deep dish style pizza called Detroit Deep Dish, which I've never seen anywhere else but Michigan. So we've got a few like local dishes here. One of these is called the pasty. No, pasty. I said it wrong. I keep saying it wrong. When I was little, I would say pasty because of my speech impediment, but it's actually pasty. So you pronounce it pasty. So it's like my name, Caitlin. It's very weird how we pronounce things in Michigan. We kind of do this thing where we divide it into two separate things, very distinct, clear things. So my name is Caitlin, or KT. And then we have pasty, Saginaw, Mackinac, Marquette. So everything's kind of like divided. But then again, everybody also, if they're not from Michigan, they've never heard us speak before. They all tend to think we're also from Canada, which people are like, that can't be true. No, it's actually true. I talk to my coworkers, and we're from the central part of the state, which is kind of in the middle, more insular, kind of more closer to US. No, people from out of state, and all my friends, all my coworkers, everybody I talk to who have been like me, who were born and raised in Michigan, who've had family lived here for many, many years. People from out of state who have never heard of Michigan or talk in their lives will come up to us, and if they do not know we are from Michigan, they assume we are from Canada. I have lost count of how many people have asked me where in Canada I am from, and I'm like, I'm actually from Michigan. So, yeah. So, this is kind of like one of those Michigan things. I actually tried to trick one of my friends who was from Brazil that if he ate one of these, he had to stay in Michigan. This is a pasty, and it is spelled P-A-S-T-Y. This is by a company called Elby's from Gaylord. You actually find pasties more up in the UP than down here. They are very, very common up there. There are actually entire restaurants where all they serve is these. So this is a pasty. I'm going to switch my arms. So this is a chicken pasty, but you can also get like sweet beef. Elby's does, I got this from Family Fare. Elby's does chicken, and I think they have a beef one at Family Fare, but then you can go to the restaurant I ate at, that was a pasty restaurant. They did chicken, they did beef, they did pork, they did a breakfast one, they did an Italian one, which is like meatballs and marinara. So basically all a pasty is like a pie crust, and then in the pie crust is a like stew-like mixture. This is a chicken pasty, and it is, let me find the ingredients. It is chicken, potato, gravy, carrots, onion, broccoli, and then there's salt, pepper, and parsley. So it's just like basically just a really simple food mixture with some spices, and then it's got a really nice flaky pie crust. There is no sugar in these. These are actually kind of really good for you. This is 2 servings, but this is the thing. This is the size of a regular pasty. This is what this is the normal size of a pasty. This is the normal serving size. However, this is supposed to be 2 servings. This is what you get if you go to a restaurant and order a pasty. This is the size you are going to get. It's this gigantic thing that is 2 servings. In Michigan, even though it says on the back, serving size, 2 servings. Because it's 5 ounces. Nobody will divide their pasty in half and just eat and do it in 2 servings. Everybody I know will eat this thing in one go. It's actually only 330 calories per serving, so that's about 660, so that's not bad. So it's not too bad. It is a nice dish. It is kind of like comfort food. I'm going to open it up. So these are really good and nice, and it's dark in the kitchen. I'm trying to turn on lights. Not too much of a difference. So if you're interested in pasties, there are some companies. I don't know if Elby's does it. You can look it up online. Like I know Joann's and some other fudge companies in Michigan, they do ship their fudge all over. There are some pasty companies that they will do what Elby's does. They will freeze their pasty. So this is what it looks like out. I'm going to put it in for about 3 minutes, maybe 3.5. So you can actually, depending on where you live, I'm not sure how many companies do this, but a good portion of the companies will actually freeze these, and then they will mail them out to people if you want one. So I'm going to do about 3 to start with. So yeah, those are really good. The thing is if you get them freshly made from a restaurant, be careful because they are generally made to order, and they are very hot. Like I burned my mouth twice on a fresh pasty. So these ones are microwave. I'm just tossing in for about 3 minutes. They're really filling. They're really good, which is awesome because I'm starving. And I had a cinnamon bagel for breakfast and nothing else, so I'm actually starving. I'm actually hungry to the point where I'm starting to feel nauseous, and that's not good. Oh, by the way, I got Boba Fett on today. See? So, A pasty is a great thing. The restaurant I went to, they would do this meal deal where you get a pasty, coleslaw, and a homemade cookie. All homemade stuff. So it's really nice. They're great. It's so filling. I had my first pasty. I had them when I was younger, but since I live in this part of the state, they're not that common. Most restaurants don't have them. In fact, there is a deli here that I was going to go to. They do pasties 3 days a week. And then there's a restaurant at the River Place in Frankenmuth, which is just a pasty restaurant, which is really cool. So I'm thinking one day I might go down there. I don't have a car, so I'd have to have my mom take me. But these are really nice and filling. I had one in Mac City. If you guys watched my videos from when I was on Mackinac Island, you know that in the beginning of May, my allergies got really, really bad, and I actually got a viral infection because my immune system was just not able to fight off both the allergens and this viral infection. So I had gotten really, really sick. Granted, I only got sent home from work one day. And then the next day, I think I slept until like 10. And then that day off, I was feeling so sick and bad. But my mom is kind of obsessed. She had found this thing called Polar Bear Claw Fudge, and I was trying to find it for her. And I was feeling so sick and cold that I stopped at the pasty company restaurant, and I ordered a chicken pasty. And it was so good. It tasted just like chicken noodle soup. It was amazing. It was delicious, and it was the best thing ever. So these are like comfort food. I love chicken noodle soup, but after having a chicken pasty, I definitely like the chicken pasty more than just regular old chicken noodle soup. And the funny thing is when I was little, my church youth group at the church we used to go to, they would make these for a fundraiser. Like, there was a woman at our church, Mrs. Bova, she knew how to make them. So they would do fundraisers, and they would raise so much money selling these because it is next to impossible to sometimes find these down south where I live. So it was insane. So I'm so glad I found Family Fare. The downside is they are expensive. One chicken pasty is $3.49. That is kind of expensive. So this is like the second one I've gotten. So I'm not sure how often I'm going to go and get these. Probably when I'm sick, I'm going to go, oh, Family Fare and get a pasty. So probably. Today's just gloomy, and I really wanted a chicken pasty, so I'm getting one. And then for dinner tonight, I think I'm going to do, I have a Michelina's in the fridge. It's like stir-fry rice or something. So I'm trying to expand my palate to be less of a picky eater for my poor mom. But yeah, other than that, there's not much going on today. As you can see, we got presents piled under the tree. They're there. The funny thing is my mom kicked my brother and I out of the living room for like an hour on Sunday so she could do that. So it was pretty awesome. So all our presents are under the tree. I'm being very good and not looking up what the heck Bear House is on the internet. And other than that, yeah, pretty slow day. I have some plans for the weekend. My plans for the weekend are tomorrow we're going out to Walmart to do some little bit of shopping. I want to get some toothpaste and probably paper plates. Saturday, tentatively, my mom and I are going to do a little mommy-daughter thing. My brother will probably come along because he just wants to get out of the house. Our local Payless store at our mall is closing, and when I was there Tuesday when I cut through the mall to go to Dollar Tree, everything was 60% off. So I was going to go tomorrow, and then I said, well, I told my mom last night, I'm like, well, if you want to come with me, I can hold off Saturday because my mom has Saturday off, and we can just go Saturday to go see what they have because Payless is usually really good deals, and I just get like $70 worth of shoes for like $50. So she wants to go and check it out, so I think that's what we're going to do Saturday. So let's go to the mall to Payless, walk around a little bit, check things out. My mom very rarely, if ever, goes to the mall, so it's always fun going with her. So yeah, probably go to the mall Saturday, chill out. Sunday is last Sunday in Advent, so I'm hoping to go to church that Sunday. Because the 30th, I actually have a family get-together at my one aunt's house. She is doing a little potluck for the holidays, so we're all going to go out to her house and have some food and have some good time and see some of my relatives. Which is very interesting for my brother and I because my mom raised my brother and I to be kind of free thinkers. And my brother and I are more open and slightly more liberal than a few of our relatives on my mom's side of the family. So that always makes it interesting. So my brother and I usually take something to do so it might seem rude, but that way we don't start fighting with some of our cousins. Couple Come on, sour cream. They recommend sour cream or gravy with your pasty, so I got some sour cream today to go with it. But yeah, and then Christmas Eve, my brother has to work, so my mom and I are probably just gonna do something together. Christmas Day, none of us have to work. Yay! So presents, going crazy, and then just chilling out for the rest of the week. I am probably going to do little to no vlogging the week of Christmas. One, because I want to do a year-end video and try to do like this big, I have like clips and stuff I want to put together in like a little video. I did a slideshow last year and I didn't really like the end, so I'm going to try doing like video clips. I don't think they're going to be in order, so I'm just going to put together a ton of clips from this past year and post it, and that'll probably be posted next week or the 31st. So, and my mom's honestly is not really a big fan of me doing this. It kind of bugs her sometimes, so I try to avoid doing it when she's home or when I go out with her, because I know she really does not enjoy it, especially if we go someplace busy. That's one of the reasons why there wasn't a lot of footage from Frankenmuth, is because it was super busy and my mom did not want me to be vlogging. So, with that being said, just in case I don't do anything next week, I am going to send you all lots of love, hugs, and prayers. I hope you have a happy Christmas, a happy New Year, and if I don't get a chance to talk to you beforehand, I will see you in 2019. May the force be with you, and I'll talk to you guys soon. This is the Michigan Girl saying, love you. Bye-bye.